Good morning, everybody. My name's Alex Namath with Encore Memory Care Day Center, and I'm here with Laura Lester, the owner of Encore Memory Care Day Center. And today we'd like to talk to you about some of the experiences that we've had with our new guests, the people that have just enrolled. And we want to make sure that that first day goes off swimmingly well.
Yes.
So it's really important to prepare then for that first day with your loved one, and even prepare yourself for that day as well.
Well, I think it's more important to prepare yourself. We try not to pre-prepare them,
Right.
So,
Yeah, I mean, in this case, talking to them less about what's going to happen is better than more.
yes.
There's really no reason to talk about the experience that they're going to have the following day or the following week, whenever it is they're going to enroll. Our belief is the first time it should be discussed really is the morning that they're going to come. Is that right, Laura?
Sometimes after they're in the car.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to wait until they're actually in the car before you discuss it.
Right. Yeah, so certainly our advice up front is, again, not talking to them about where they're going, but rather have an encouraging day with them. So making a morning routine as you've always done. But in this case, of course, they're going to come over and visit the center.
We usually advise that you don't mention that it's a day program for them because honestly, if you're an adult, you do not want to have to go to daycare, even if you know you have this devastating diagnosis. People don't want to be, as
Right.
adults, going to a daycare. So we don't call ourselves a daycare or a day program. And everybody kind of has their own real reality, what it is. Some people think we're the church or an extension of the church. Sometimes people think that we're the activity center or the place where they go to have fun with their friends or the club. We try to refer to it as something like that because that really is what we do. We do activities. We're not a care center. We're an activity
Right.
center. So that's why it's important whenever you're thinking about preparing them for it, not to overthink it too much. You just want to be very light about it. And it kind of depends on the person, but you might want to say something like, hey, let's go get a Coke or whatever,
Sure.
and then go get a Coke. And then after you get through doing that, then you could drive over here and say, hey, my friend works at the center here. Let's go in and say hi, or just something like that. And then it's up to us as the professionals, the dementia care practitioners, to engage with the loved one and to try to convince them to want to hang out with us for a little while.
That's right. And it's really important that they understand too when they do arrive, right, is, let's go check it out, right? So it could be this new senior center. There's a lot of guys just like you. There's a lot of veterans over there. There are other things that we've already coached, right, the loved one's caregiver to be able to say, because we want to make sure that they can relate very quickly when they come into the center. So like Laura said, we do our homework, right? That's why we fill out a profile on the individual that's going to be with us. So the minute they hit the door, we can already talk to them as if we've known them forever.
You're right.
And make them feel comfortable about coming as well.
Yeah, we know who they are. We know what they've accomplished. We know who they are. And we know the things that they enjoy doing.
That's right.
So that helps a lot. Well, usually in the beginning, there is anxiety. And it's not just the first time. Could be up to 10 visits. They feel they're smart. Most of the people I've been doing this for 15 years. I've never met a dementia patient that isn't really smart. So they know they have a deficit and they're a little worried. So they're thinking, I wonder if my loved one knew how bad this was. Would they put me in a home? Something like that. And so sometimes they're suspicious that maybe this is a home. And if they say they like coming, then maybe they won't ever see their family again. So they're just a little bit reticent in the beginning usually, and that's normal. That's what we expect. It's every now and then we have somebody that just gung-ho the first day and they are just fun and easy. That's very rare. Most of them are a little bit anxious in the beginning.
Yeah, we're real clear up front that they're going to be picked up.
Yes.
And especially the first day that they come, we really limit the amount of time that they're going to be with us
Yes.
to overcome some of that anxiety and make them feel comfortable about about the visit as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's harder on the loved one, the family member, than it is on the actual guest, because it's just they have a bundle of emotions. Sometimes it's guilt, sometimes it's just anxiety. Is my loved one going to be angry with me for this?
Mm-hmm.
Should I be doing this? I mean, there's all kinds of emotions that go into it. And the answer is yes, you should be doing this because it's the best thing not only for them, it's the best thing for you also. Because even though they need what we do, we stimulate their brain all day long. We're trying to stave off the disease as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
All of our activities are geared toward memory care. So they're based on the latest research in memory care. So what we do is definitely good for them, but it's also good for the family member too, because no matter how good of a caregiver they are, they need a break too. They need to have their own life. They need a little bit of a respite. And so it's really a win-win. Once they get comfortable coming, it's a win-win for both. It's just going to be hard in the beginning. And we anticipate that it will be. Usually is a little bit hard in the beginning. But since we've been doing it so long, we can, if you'll help, we can help you with it. And we can coach you. If they say this, you say this kind of thing.
Sure. We've talked about in other videos too, the whole idea of the codependency that's been created then between the two of them because they've been together. Mm-hmm. And of course, as you go through the stages of dementia, you become more dependent, certainly the person with the disease, on their caregiver. So now all of a sudden we've got to break that. Mm-hmm. And the caregiver also has got a dependency on their loved one because they love them, right? And they want to do what they can. Yeah. So we have to break that dependency as well. And I don't think it's unusual that we've had caregivers go in the parking lot and have an emotional breakdown.
Yeah.
Because this is a big step in the journey. This is an acknowledgement now that they can't do it any longer, that they need professional help.
Yeah.
And that's what they're really trusting us with. Mm-hmm. And we try to ensure that caregiver, again, that over time, hopefully a shorter time rather than a longer time, both of them are going to feel great about the decision that they made.
Right.
That the loved one will want to come and encourage the caregiver to take them. The caregiver will be encouraged to get them at the center and now start to get back to some normal life mm-hmm. that maybe they had experienced previously.
Well, usually when you come into my center, you can feel the joy. When you walk through the door, you hear laughter. You can just feel that happiness. We usually take people through. We introduce them to our guests. Our guests are all very happy and welcoming. They all have a purpose. They're all wanting to engage with the person that's on the tour. And what I was going to say is the people that are going to be reticent in the beginning. They are. But all those happy voices, all those happy people that you see when you do our tour went through the same thing. I just want people to know that everybody, it's a pattern that I can't say everybody because there's never 100% of everybody. Some people are just fine from the very beginning. It's very rare. Most people go through a pattern of anxiety in the beginning, and then once they're absolutely certain that they're going to get picked up every day, then they start really loving it. And some of those people will make their loved ones drive them on Saturdays to our center to prove that we're really closed because they don't believe their loved one and they want to come. But it's a slow start in the beginning, and we anticipate that, we expect that. But once they get past that anxiety, they're going to be just like everybody else, warm, welcoming, happy, and relaxed.
That's right. Yeah, it's all about setting expectations for both of them. Mm-hmm. It makes them feel comfortable, right? And again, I think back to your point, where the existing guests really welcome new guests as well. Yeah, so certainly leading up to it is really not even discussing it any further. So a lot of times people can't start the following day. They can't start maybe till the next week or even 2 weeks out. There's no reason for you to discuss that with your loved one. Yeah. They're not going to remember, or again, you're going to start creating anxiety before the event even occurs, and now it's going to could result in a failure right, of
Now,
them
I've seen
attending.
people make themselves sick. I mean, literally be sick the day they're supposed to start just because they're so worried. Because what's going on in their head a lot of times is if they're going to be left alone somewhere with people that they don't know, even if they don't think it's a home, if they think it's just a group of people that they don't know, they're fearful. They're aware that they have a deficit, so they're fearful. What if I make a mistake? Are people going to be unkind to me? So it's a difficult for them, very difficult.
Sure. You have to realize some of the people that we have, some of them are very outgoing. They were salespeople in their previous life,
Yeah.
so they have no problem adopting. But at the same time, we might get an accountant that had his
Mhm.
own firm and he was a single shingle
Mhm.
person. And now all of a sudden he's exposed to all these people at the same time, not a social person probably in the past. Now we're trying to help him become social. But again, we've done it long enough that we understand that we can make it happen. And I can't tell you, and Laura can tell you too, how many times the caregiver is just amazed
Yeah.
how well they've assimilated right into the
Mhm.
program
Mhm.
because they didn't see that coming. And
Mhm.
they really had gotten to the point, of course, with the disease progress that they felt like this is who they are and they can't get any better. Well, they can. Socialization is that power
Mhm.
that can bring them back from where they are today to someone that they were previously.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna. They're not gonna regain their ability to remember or anything like
Mm-mm.
that.
Nope.
But as far as personality goes, if they used to be social, we've seen them become their old self again. Because what happens is they're aware of their deficit, so they just become more reclusive because they don't want to embarrass themselves. So once they come to my center, they look around, they see. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody cares. It's a very social environment. Then they feel free to be themselves. And so you see them become themselves again. I mean,
Mhm.
I've had that happen over and over again,
Yeah,
which is
absolutely.
beautiful. If they're always been quiet, chances are they're not going to become social all of a sudden. They're
Right.
going to always be quiet, but they can still enjoy being around people and they can still enjoy their limited amount of socialization that they are comfortable with. But we're not going to force our quiet people into a big raucous crowd of people. That we have quiet places also that they can assimilate.
That's a great point. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got one today.
I have one today. Yeah.
And I think it's really important that you understand too that we hold a pretty narrow scope on the people that we allow to use our services,
Yes, we
that
do.
use our services.
Yes, we do.
Because we know, and we have this discussion with the caregiver right up front, that there's going to be a point in time where your loved one's not going to benefit from our programs
Anymore. Yeah.
any longer.
We're trying to
So
stave it off as long as we can, but
that's right.
eventually, sometimes we have to do a care.
That's right. So we're not going to do that. I mean,
Mhm.
we're very clear about what those expectations are going forward. That way, you'll always know as well that what you see today is what we're always going to deliver to the people that are here.
Right.
And that because they're in that narrow band, then they are going to operate and think and behave in a similar manner.
Everybody's against coming in the beginning. I would say 99.9% of them are against coming. So just anticipate it, expect it. And what you want to do is position yourself as their advocate. You want, as their loved one, as their caregiver, you want what they want. So what you want to do is, I don't mind being the bad guy at all.
Right.
If we want the person that is taking care of the loved one to position themselves as, I love you, I care about you, and I want what you want. Okay? So as long as they have confidence that their loved one wants what they want, then it's much easier to get them to do something like this. And sometimes they may approach it like we'll volunteer at the center together, even. And that sometimes takes away some of the fear from that the new guest has. If they do it in that way, we do still try to separate them because we don't want them we want to break that codependency. So sometimes the loved one just feels more comfortable if they're in the building. They don't have to be in the room. Even if I sit them in the same room, we'll sit them apart from each other rather than together, because I want that dementia patient to be able to engage with someone else. I I want them to learn to engage with other people. So there's all kinds of little techniques that we use. We've been doing this many years. We'll figure out who we have here and figure out what strategy works the best with them. One thing, though, that is very important on the first day when you pick up your loved one is not to quiz them. Okay, I have cameras all over my facilities. You can come in and look and see what they did if you want to know, and it's there, and we're very open with that. But if you ask them, what did you have for lunch? What activity did you enjoy doing the most? They are not going to remember 99.9% of them. If you picture their brain as a tape recorder, it's not that they are having trouble press and replay. It's not recording in the first place. Their brain is damaged. So simple everyday things that happen, what they had for lunch, what they did today, they are not going to remember. We're creating moments of joy for them. They aren't going to remember. So if you ask them, if you quiz them, what did you have for lunch today? It's going to cause anxiety because they know they don't know. And then they'll do one of two things. They didn't feed me today. Those people didn't even give me lunch. Or they'll make something up. Oh, we had hot dogs today or whatever. But they are not going to know. So it's just best not to create anxiety with them on their first day. They already have enough anxiety because it's their first day. So just, I would say when you pick them up, say as little as possible. If they say something negative about the center, which is very common that they would because they're fearful that this may be a home or this may be something that they're going to be forced to do. So they may say something like, I'll never want to go back. If they do, you're in the position as their advocate. So what you say is, okay, whatever you want. And then don't talk about us again until the next time you come in. And then you can call me and we can tell you how to handle that.
That's right. We also educate the caregiver that, especially the male, I see it more often than with the female caregiver, where they've got to really also hold tough.
Yeah.
They have to remember why they're doing this, which is to benefit their loved one, right? To slow the progress of the disease. They bought in on all that. But now it's really hard, especially for the man, because our job as men is to take care of our wives. And here we are admitting that we can't take care of the wife. And he looks at the wife, and the wife's got a tear in her eye. And all of a sudden, he's going to break down and say, well, maybe I don't need to do this, or maybe I need to keep her home. They have to remember and be reminded that the reason they're doing this is for their loved one, first and foremost. They get the side benefit of getting their life back together. But they've got to hold strong that this is it. And without this program for them, there really is nothing else out there that's going to help slow the progress of the disease down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So our belief is the more, the better, right? It's all about, assimilating into the group and getting to know the group better. Even our programs themselves, we've learned over the years that we demand that they come at least twice a week. If that's not possible, then it's not the time to enroll them, and let us know when that appropriate time is. Again, it's getting them comfortable with the center and the people that are here and starting to form some of those relationships.
Getting them in a routine is very important. And in the beginning especially, they if they come any less than 2 days a week to our center, it's like we have to start over every time they come, which is just not fair to them. It's not fair to their loved one. It's not fair to the other guests that come or our staff. So we want to get them into a routine of consistently coming so that we can make progress every time that they come, rather than have to start over.
That's right. I mean, we understand it's a financial commitment, and not everybody can make that for more days than 2 days a week. But I will tell you, more often than not, when they start with 2 days, they're coming 3 days, 4 days. The reason we have a monthly program is because they want to come every day of the month that we're open.
Yeah.
And we're going to see the greatest progress with the people that come the most to the center. That's just the reality of it. It's like physical therapy. Go see your therapist as often as you can if you want to get the results you're looking to achieve.
I mean, we're not promising that they're going to get better with their dementia, because that is a progressive disease that does not get better. But we're trying to stave off the progression of it as much as we can. And the socialization, they're going to get better with that as far as their emotions go. They're going to have a much better quality of life. That's...
And it will extend beyond just the center.
Yeah.
They'll start to recognize that when with friends that they have, that all of a sudden their loved one is more communicative maybe than they were before.
Yes.
Again, they're more comfortable with the outside world because they had shielded themselves from that by just isolating themselves within the house. And now they're out and about.
I had a guest one time that was very high functioning, and he'd been coming to the center for, not even a month. And they had to do a wedding in their family, and they brought him to the wedding. And the next Monday, his sister came to me and said, "What have you done to my brother?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She said, "For years, even at family gatherings, he's been sitting in the corner and being quiet." And she said, "He was up socializing with the family." She said, "I feel like I have my brother again." So that we've seen that time and again. We've seen people become themselves again once they're in an environment where they feel safe. So it just takes a few minutes for them to feel safe.
Sure. Yeah. One of my favorite examples is, again, it was a male dropping off his wife, and there was a lot going on, a lot of motion and separation. But after a couple weeks, and this is a true story, he would drop her off, barely slow the car down up front, drop her off, and you could hear the tires squealing because he had a tea time. I mean, that's the kind of life that we brought back to them. And they share those with us.
Yeah.
They're so excited to share them with us.
Yeah.
Of course, we use those to build up then the clientele to make have more people. More people's better.
That's
it's about
right.
that socialization. That we've got people from all walks of life that way. We've got more activities. We get to know them better. We know which activities they would be best suited in.
That's right. That's right.
And
we'll have more than one thing usually going on at the same time. So we'll have maybe a physical activity in one room. We'll have a cognitive activity in another room. And maybe something else, some little conversation going on in another room. So.
Sure. All right. Well, I would thank you for watching today. Appreciate it. Please share this video with your friends. Thank you.